If someone was to tell me, Bass Block and Box, what do you reckon is the most underrated JBL speaker? As shocking as it might sound, I would grab that shoulder strap, put it right on my arm, and say the JBL Xtreme 4. This is probably not the first choice that comes to your mind. I mean, there are much more powerful models. The Boombox 4 and Partybox Encore Essential 2 are quite a bit more powerful, and you might think not that much more expensive. Or you can even get bigger models like a Partybox 330, which is coming to Australia soon, or heck, even a Partybox Ultimate. But the thing is, the Xtreme 4 hits a very interesting spot for JBL speakers. It's enough portability with enough power. And let me get to this, and also why it is the best JBL speaker to buy right now. So, the Xtreme 4 has 100 watts of JBL Pro sound with AI Sound Boost. It has USB-C with reverse charging for your phone, a replaceable JBL 400 battery, which can last up to 28 hours with the playtime boost and 24 without it. This premium shoulder strap that also has a bottle opener for you to open anything from a can of Coke that just doesn't want to listen to you to a fresh cold whiskey. You can basically open any drink that you want with the thing. And this shows that this speaker was meant not just for staying on a shelf, even though mine kind of does stay on the shelf, but for exploring the outdoors and having real sound. Now, the Xtreme 4 definitely isn't the best value to money speaker when it came out. For 430 bucks, the sound is not as loud as you might expect. And sure, dual 2.75-inch woofers do sound decent on paper, but they are quite small to make sub-bass. But let me explain something different right now. Let's go on to Google. So, let's just give me a sec. I'm going to type up the JBL Xtreme 5. Alright, it's right here. So, starting off, JB Hi-Fi, one of the best tech retailers here in Australia, 480. Big W, 470. Amazon, 480. Kick ass. What the hell, bro? I mean, imagine pulling up to a party with the kick ass. Very interesting. And yeah, you can tell it is pretty dang expensive. $470 for an Xtreme style 2.5 kilo speaker that is meant to put on your shoulder is definitely expensive. When for 50 to 100 bucks more, if you can find it on sale, the Boombox 4 seems like the much more powerful and versatile choice. But now, let's check the Xtreme 4. Now obviously, the Xtreme 5 is the newer speaker. It does have more power. It gets up to 130 watts on the wall versus 100 of the Xtreme 4. And it does have that new redefined woofer design, which is supposed to help it go lower down to 40 Hz compared to 44 on the Xtreme 4. But the Xtreme 4 has true stereo, which the 5 doesn't. It has the same battery, the same passive radiators, and Auracast as well. And it even has reverse party boost support, which is something the 5 doesn't have. Now, if I turn on the phone once again, you can see here, Xtreme 4. How much do you reckon? Yep. 320, 280, 280. Ah, good old kick-ass once again. 300, 283. Which basically shows that you could buy two Xtreme 4s and get a pure 200 watts of stereo sound for not that much more than one single Xtreme 5. So now that we know that the Xtreme 4 is an absolute amazing speaker to buy right now, thanks to its rugged, waterproof design that provides portability, and it is very durable, gets quite loud for the size, and has pretty punchy bass. How well does it sound? Because as good as I'm making it explaining it on paper, we really need to test out here on the camera. Is this speaker going to impress us, or is it just going to sound like a glorified flip? So, let's see. We're going to do a quick comparison here between one Xtreme 4 and one Flip 7. Then we're going to do a comparison between the dual Xtreme 4s and the dual Flip 7s. And because, as I had said before, JBL mainly designed this to be a speaker that you're going to take out with you, I'm not going to plug them into the wall, just to make it a bit more fair for the flips. And also, I guess that's how the speaker's supposed to be used. I mean, if you're going to keep it at home, you might as well buy bookshelf speakers. Now, it's time for the sound. We're going to start with the Xtreme 4. Max EQ for both speakers, and the Xtreme 4 is on battery. Now, let's compare it to the Flip 7. Now, the Xtreme 4 wasn't that much louder than the Flip 7, but it was more clear, had way more chest thumping bass, and sounded way more full, and had stereo as well. And the fact is, you can get the Flip 7 for $180, whereas you can get the Xtreme 4 for, like I said, around that $280 price mark. I mean, spending $100 more is something that I would do, because while indoors you can't really tell that much, because obviously this is a small, not very tuned for audio room. This is basically just a random office that my speakers are on a table. So it obviously isn't the most accurate way, but take both of these to a park, go far away, and as you might see in some of my tests, the Xtreme 4 can actually have bass that you can feel on the fence. The Flip 7, you can barely even hear the bass, which really shows that, again, at the end of the day, always, the bigger woofer is gonna win. So, let's do stereo time. As we could tell, we can get about 2 Xtreme 4s for a little bit more than 1 Xtreme 5, which is a very good deal if you don't mind looking around 2 speakers, which really, they are lighter than the Xtreme 5 by a good 800 grams, and are also a little bit smaller, so really, the difference isn't that huge, even though you're going to be carrying 2 of them. And we also got the dual Flip 7, which is much smaller. This is 4.2 kilos of pure sound. This is only about 1.2. And it is much smaller as well. But here, when we connect up the stereo, the difference is going to be even bigger than you might expect. So, let's see how well the dual underweighted Xtreme 4 will perform. Yep, it sounds way more chest thump, even more clearer since there's obviously much less load coming on each speaker, and it sounds really dang full, and the stereo separation is very good as well. It's almost shocking that this can come out of 2 actually very portable speakers. Yeah, it's portable, but you can't even grab it like this for some reason. And also, it's kind of unfair for the dual Xtreme 4s because as you saw when I bumped up the volume to about 75%, they got almost double the loudness because after you go past 60%, I found on the Xtremes and the boombox, it just turns from, okay, this sounds pretty good, nothing too fancy, to holy cow, this thing is going to shake my walls. Whereas the Flips have much less of this effect. They're very loud until about a bit above red, and then after that, if you just keep on maxing it out, it's just very less volume differences and actually a bit less bass because these speakers are being pushed harder. Now it's time for the dual Flip 7s. Okay, let's go. Once again, it has that same factor. Holy cow, that is loud. That's probably almost as loud as the Xtremes. But once again, like I said, the Xtremes get a huge advantage when you bump up the volume a lot. The Flips don't get that same advantage. And also, they are much smaller. Look at the passive radiator size difference. much bigger on the Xtreme 4, much bigger woofers, and much more amplifier power to work with. And if we plugged in the Xtreme 4s, they would actually be louder and also even more clear than the Flip 7s. So it shows that while smaller speakers like the Flip and Charge can get dang loud for their size and still have decent bass, obviously at the end of the day the physics are still gonna win, and it's gonna sound a little bit harsh and not as clarified as a bigger speaker like the Xtreme series. Now, I'm not saying to you that the Xtreme is the best speaker in the world and you should buy it right now. I'm just saying that if you're thinking about a portable Bluetooth speaker that gets loud, has nice bass, and can, I don't know, you can take it to the beach with 5 to 10 friends and it's still gonna do the job pretty well, I mean, it is quite a good choice because not everyone wants to lug around this or this to the beach. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And do you side with me that the Xtreme 4 is an underrated speaker that you should buy now? Or is it just a little bit overrated in my opinion? Or, no, sorry, is it overrated you reckon? Or underrated? And do you find that the flips are better? Write it down in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this vid and peace out.